Let's decide if we should pump the brakes in the NBA and switch it over to John Wall. Do you think the NBA should punish John Wall? He hit Rudy Gobert in the groin while trying to work around a screen in the third quarter. Here's a look at this. After review, Wall received a technical foul for this play. It's Wall's 15th technical foul of the season. He'll automatically be suspended if he picks up another tech. Do you think the NBA should further punish him? Or are you going to pump the brakes on that?
No, I'm pumping the brakes. There's a lot of instances where coming around a screen, if you're going to go over the screen, as John Wall did there, you kind of feel out the defender. You kind of use the defender a little bit to kind of, whether you hook on his hip, to try to use it as leverage to really take a tight turn. I think
it looks so intentional.
Watch it here, though. Watch it here. Do you think it really looks like he's like trying to really punch? His hand is open. It kind of goes more by the navel of Rudy Gobert than like his balls. And for me, I don't look at that as like there's times we've clearly seen guys give a little, you could tell when it's intentional. I think maybe there was some intent to kind of, get his hand up on him. But guys are taught that a lot. Guys are kind of, feel out your defender and get around him, swim him, hook him on the hip, and use him so you take that tight turn so not to give Joe Ingles the angle here. Now, I'm fine with the technical they called. I think to a certain extent he knew what he was doing, getting him in the breadbasket a little bit. But this is also Rudy selling it a little to me. And this is all my opinion. I could be totally wrong. But I think the technical foul is fine. But I don't think it's something that should be anything further than that. And I would go so far as to say we've seen instances like this where the league kind of re-looks at it and says, we'll rescind that technical. Russell Westbrook had 2 technicals. Russ is also sitting on 15, which is another major storyline of a guy on the brink of suspension. And the league back in January rescinded 2 technicals that were called on Russ upon further review. I would wonder if maybe that would be something that they would go back and rescind. I'd really be fine either way. If they do, I could see why. If they don't, I could understand why. But I would not understand them going above and beyond what we saw on the call here and go further.
But when you've got a guy that has 15 technicals, don't you kind of not give him the benefit of the doubt anymore?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you're the Grayson Allen effect. You're like, all right, dude, you got to clean it up.
I think it's a little unfair to put John Wall in the category of, and even forget Grayson Allen, who, it wasn't just a player that can be out of control, but a dirty player. We think of DeMarcus Cousins. We think of Russell Westbrook. We think of Draymond Green. We think of guys that kind of, can let their emotions get the best of them. I don't really put John Wall in that category of that being his reputation. Most of his technical fouls, of the 15 he has, came early in the year when the Wizards were underachieving and the whole black cloud over that team of them getting out of the gates so poorly, I think just frustrated him. And he wound up spiking the ball at times, hauling off and yelling at officials, getting teed up. Those type of things, I think, got him to this point. And we understood that it was based out of frustration. Beyond that, I don't look at him as a player who the refs are going to kind of quick tee, like a Sheed or a Rodman. I just don't think he's that kind of player. I think previous years to this, he hasn't been that kind of player. Yeah. And I don't think it's something, I hope not, because he's such a great player and he's in just such a tremendous form right now of his play. I don't think that this is something the league needs to really relook at, or if they do, they need to do anything further.